So we got a little bit more of Mie's progress since Komura is kind of reaching his top right now. He's waiting for Mie to, you know, get to the same level as he is before he can continue onward, so I like the last episode with, again, more of Mie's progress, and it'll be nice to see what's gonna happen in this one. If you like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full-length and full discussions up on Patreon, but other than that, let us get started. It's a fisheye view, but it's raining. At least with the rain, there's no sun glare, huh? I do like the rain effects. Ooh. Forgot. Does that make it? What, because of the rain? I mean, I get it. I guess it's like, you know. White shoes and everything, dude. Ooh. Wet shoes and socks. You better take those off. Ooh, she is gonna take her socks off. Ooh, can't see her feet. Those are her only feet. On her only feet. Ruffle, ruffle. Why? Oh. Oh my god, we saw just a tad bit of her feet, can you believe that? Can't believe anime would show us that. Oh, you get to see her bare legs, huh? She's over here like, don't watch me take off my socks, but goddamn, you can. I'm fine with you looking at my feet. Priorities, dude. Priorities. Why not? You're friends, aren't you? Oh, there he goes. No, no overthinking it too much, right? He thought about it and then he just did it. Because she's wearing a skirt. Ah. Oh. Alright, even if you stop, those are chains. She still would have, like, slammed into you. Oh, damn. Damn, this man's being smooth without even realizing. I'm wearing pants. You mean shorts? You're definitely not wearing pants, but you're wearing shorts. Damn, dude, she's out here just lifting up her skirt. That's what priorities, dude. Priorities. Was that an Apple Card? Oh, it is this app store. Damn, immediately into the 1,000 yen a month? That's not bad. But he's afraid that she's... It's a card to buy apples with. Yeah, a card you buy apples with. Ooh, she's been thinking this whole time. Apples, because you like apples. Here's an apple slice for you. Yeah. Hey, yo, who's calling? God, look how fucking big this room is compared to his bed. Hello, Asuka? Find a washroom? Gave up halfway? So you're just chilling in the hallway? What are you gonna do? Pee here? Your phone is a light source. Of course, it's a horror movie. Yeah. Ooh. Do a little ASMR for you. Oh, you tell her that now? Talk about a blind spot. I was right next to the washroom this whole time. End the call! End the call! End the call! Even if you mute it, no! Just... Ooh. Yo, she's got... or she doesn't have you on speakers. It's just that the fucking speakers on the... It's just very loud, but like, it sounds like it's on speakers. Damn, dude, Mie... Damn, dude, she was like on the other side. She just went right in the middle, but... I was gonna say, like, how fucking tiny she is compared to other people. Because I guess you often see her in, like, her school uniform and such, and when she's wearing dresses. So, like, it looks, you know, bigger. She looks bigger. But when she's wearing, like, those shirts. You take off your glasses, and you say YOLO. Don't stare too much. Oh, Asuka's saying the same thing. Uh-oh. Or maybe Asuka's like, I know you were calling him last night. Oh, okay. She's got a little weight problem, but... So aesthetic. Ooh, she won! Ooh. Come on, Mie. I know you're not wearing your glasses and all, but like, you could have won an extra ice cream! It's fun when you get a win, right? Hey yo, that's the same stick she's got in her mouth! Cats don't really look like shit. When you're blind, yeah! A Mie-san philosophy moment? It is Azuma! The little fucker. What in the absolute fuck? How? Did you? You're lucky she's staring at his shoes. He just fucking bolted. Oh my god, that cat's tail is magical. It's ethereal. Here comes the girl you like. Oh. It's your fault. Look, cat just wants some pets. Come on now. Go settle the matter over there. She doesn't see the cat because she's... Mie, if you're looking for a cat! Yeah! Oh, it's just a plastic bag. Oh, you can grovel her at her feet? Look, all she sees are just blobs. She wouldn't realize. Slowly but surely. Oh. Why only one side of you? Meanwhile, Azuma's just over here like, stop bothering me! I gotta go home after this. Come on now. This person looks like Komura! I gotta come on over. Oh, damn. That girl. Lack of peripheral visions. That girl. I like the way they drew those eyes. It's Komura, isn't it? You're in love with it. Don't worry, Azuma's got eyes in the back of his head. She does get it. I mean, I think she kind of understands. It's that she's not really registering, right? It doesn't really register it. You already made the go of Valentine's Day, so we're counting down the clock. Anyways, this was a nice episode. We're still really getting just slightly more of the same thing, but again, we're still kind of on the little bit more on Mie's progression, right? Because as Komura, as I said, right, mentioned in the beginning, where Komura is kind of reaching his max right now for the most part, right? He can't expend to, like, there's a requirement, and that requirement is for Mie-san. It's for Mie to realize, getting more in touch of the topic of, like, romance, and also her, you know, come to the realization that this feeling that she has for Komura could possibly be a romantic case, right? He needs that requirement before he can go up again. Alright, we're gonna go back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 8 of The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty nice episode. We're still, you know, going in a bit of a chunks, right, with, like, different scenarios and all that. And for the most part, you know, I liked all the individual scenarios. I thought it was very nice. And as I was just mentioning about Mie's progress, right, that is something that we are still seeing from Mie. And you can kind of see how her bit of obliviousness is, you know, is out here taunting Komura. Out here, right, where she doesn't really think too much right now on the norms of, I don't know, I don't want to say the norms of, like, a boy and girl relationship, but, like, the idea of, you know, crushing on someone, being in, feeling a little romantic and all that, or just the idea of this what she's doing could count as being romantic or flirting or whatever, right? Doesn't really catch in her head. She's just kind of like, alright, this is how it is, kind of like with the way that if he touches her hand, or, like, if he holds her hand, she doesn't really think too much about that, right? She's just like, oh, you know, I'm just holding hands with Komura, right? Because I'm blind, and he's gonna help me lead the way, right? It's always through some sort of purpose, and not, she doesn't really think of, like, oh, maybe he's touching my hands, and, like, maybe there's some sort of connection between us, or all that, and all that, right? Doesn't really think about that. And kind of goes when he touches her hand in order to stop her from dropping the popsicle stick, right? She just looks at him, just like, what's up? You know, what's going on? And he has to explain, and she's just like, okay, so that's why you held my hand, right? It's not for any of these weird romantic implications or anything. So I suppose that's kind of what we are seeing here in this episode, where, you know, Mie doesn't really catch on to it, and then towards the end of all of this, we've got the confession, and Komura is trying his best to. I don't understand why Komura ran across, right? He was fine where he is. Why did he run across to the fucking tree? Again, this girl, lack of peripheral vision. She's on tunnel vision right now, and the only thing that she sees is Azuma's shoes. That's the only thing she's looking at. But, like, he was running pretty fast. You could at least hear someone when they run, right? Because they stomp on their feet because they're fucking running. Right? You should at least hear some sort of, like... It's just like, what was that? Well, what's going on? I guess they dismissed that as the cat, but, like, cats, well, I mean, you don't hear cats when they move for the most part, right? That's the whole point of their paws, is that when they move, it's fucking silent. But I can't get over that part. Anyways, with the ending, and with Komura thinking about, like, oh, if Mie being the way that she is right now, if I confess to her, would she even understand? Would she even know that that I'm confessing to her as like a romantic interest, or like I'm just saying, or she is gonna assume that it's just a friendly thing, right? So I like that Komura is thinking about that, and he's just like, oh shit, is there gonna be an issue about that? But then he realizes that Mie does kind of understand this sort of whole thing, like the whole confession and stuff. It's just that she's not registering it for herself. Right, and she might be a little bit more thick-headed when it comes to that, but she does know what it is. Again, it's not registering as fast as it would for other people. And so I like that when Komura realizes that Mie does, for the most part, understand the whole concept of a confession and such, he realizes that maybe he might have a chance after all, and that he is going to eventually confess to her, to which, again, you've kind of already had... I mean, technically, I guess when we're in a technical spot, when he said the whole Valentine's Day thing, he actually meant that Mie was going to give him chocolate, but not friend chocolate, right? So that's not particularly him confessing to her. It's going to be like the other way, but in that way, it would meant that Komura would have to make her feel some sort of way that would make her realize that she's in a romantic mood. Anyways, he set another goal for himself now, which is, I'm actually going to go and confess to her. So we'll have to see how that goes. It seems like this goal, you might have to do it before Valentine's Day, but... maybe it could also suffice after Valentine's Day, but then you'll fail the Valentine's Day goal if she gives you friend chocolate. I don't know, but hey, you know what? To these goals, the end goal is still you confessing to her, and like the other goal, whether she gives you chocolate that's not friend chocolate for Valentine's Day, it's also a requirement. I was gonna say it's optional, but it's also a requirement. It's not really a requirement, I feel like, but, maybe it's a more optional thing. Anyways, yeah, I like that in terms of the character's progression, but other than that, we don't really... this whole episode was a lot more focused on our two characters. We saw a little bit of the side characters, but they're very much side characters. We literally see them on the side, whether it's Asuka or we see Azuma here, right? So again, this is really the Mie and Komura show, so doesn't really I would say it doesn't really matter too much, but I am a person who likes side characters, so I'm still just hoping, like, can we see more side characters, please? But that's just me. This is the first thing in terms of Mie's priorities, right? With the whole thing of her knowing what romance is, but it's not registering in her mind, right? Here she is telling Komura to face the other way for a second while she takes off her shoes and socks. And it's just like, okay, understandable. You don't want to see people, you don't want people to see your feet, that's why we wear shoes out here. You don't want to show people feet out here. You don't want to see your feet online and out there in the black market somewhere. Anyways, yeah, she tells him to face away, take the socks off, but then she's like, all right, you can turn back now, and like she's just fully showing her feet and her bare legs, right, and her ankles, which back in the old days that was very provocative. Showing ankles, ooh. So yeah, here she is, bare feet and all, and it's just like, okay, so your priorities is, I don't want you looking at me taking my socks off, but you can still look at me without my socks off. And it's just like, okay, I like priorities again. But here's the second time of Mie and her priorities. As Komura's pushing her, he realizes, oh, isn't she exposing herself in the front? There are some boys over there. Don't want her to, flash her panties at some boys or whatever. And so he goes and he stops her, to which, by the way, he unexpectedly pulled a very smooth move, right? Where he stops her, and then and now the both of them are just staring face to face, eye to eye, right? Very nice. We got a slight blush on Mie and everything. I very much enjoy that. But here she goes, and she's just like, oh, don't worry, I've got pants. They're shorts, technically. And then she just lifts up her skirt, and it's just like, here it is, here's the proof. And it's like, alright, Mie, maybe you shouldn't do that, you don't have to show him it. But she does. She just shows him it, and she's just like, yeah, here it is, right? And she just got like a bit of a blush. Maybe it's from the time when he was close to her, right? But she's just over here. Ooh. Priorities, Mie, priorities. I think this is the third time, right? I believe this is about the third time where she doesn't really realize that, some implications if, a boy and a girl touching hands with one another, whatever. But yeah, it's just like that whole thing of like, oh, he touches her hand, she looks at him, it's just like, oh, what's going on, right? And then he explains it, and she's just like, okay, right? She doesn't register it as something that could potentially be, a little romantic, who knows? But she gives him the wind stick, and that's the end of that scene. Well, hopefully, I'm not expecting a confession in this whole season, obviously, but hopefully by the end of this season, maybe we'll kind of come to the realization that Mie will come to the realization that the feeling that she has for Komura is slightly romantic. That's my very low bar end game goal right now for this. So we'll just have to see if it happens. But I'm going to continue this whole thing on Patreon, so, if I don't see you, I'll see you when I see you. And, I'll write whatever stuff down in the description and all that, so, yeah, bye for now.